Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a science fiction action film, Robot Part 1. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with a mini robot walking into a modern home where a talented scientist named Dr. Mustache is designing the ultimate clone robot. His two assistants try to interact with the mini robot, but they get kicked away in a hilarious fashion. Now Dr. Mustache gets a call from his girlfriend named Babe, but he ignores her annoying call because he wants to make the perfect robot. An intense sequence follows where Doctor works on his clone robot and teaches it how to walk and even dance. The clone robot does perfectly well and even smacks away Doctor's assistants for fun. However, Dr. Mustache spends too much time on this, and Babe loses her hormone patience. She goes to Doctor's lab to confront him for ignoring her sexy body. However, she gets harassed by one of the assistants, who wants to date her sister or even her mom. The other assistant tries to bring Dr. Mustache out of his lab, but he gets thrown out, so Babe walks away in frustration. Dr. Mustache finally completes his clone robot and names him Muscular. He takes Muscular with him to meet his parents for a family lunch. Doctor's mom starts to grow fond of Muscular's muscles and even gives him a cute nickname, but then Muscular mistakes her instructions to switch on the TV. He ends up breaking it, so the mom throws everyone out of her house. Muscular is told to drive the car, but ends up driving like a Formula 1 racer and even crashes the car after another miscommunication with Doctor. Muscular is perfect, but is unable to understand human sarcasm. Now, Dr. Mustache goes for a mustache cut and haircut, and Muscular impresses all the patrons with his various abilities, including his muscles. Dr. Mustache goes to Babe looking fresh and apologizes for ignoring her sexy body. She is still upset and calls him to the park later, not to be romantic, but to formalize their breakup. Babe presents him with a breakup agreement, but he refuses to sign it because Babe hasn't returned his hundreds of smelly kisses yet. Babe thinks this is ridiculous, but Dr. Mustache convinces her to give him some juicy tongue massages. Babe forgives him rather easily, and they engage in a song and dance. As the couple continues their romance, a cop confronts Muscular for illegally parking his car, but he keeps messing with the cop by asking extremely literal questions. The cop asks for a bribe to cut the conversation short, but Muscular misunderstands his words and cuts his hand. Doctor and Babe come to the scene and realize what's just happened, so the trio drives away. In the middle of the trip, Muscular turns his head around to check the traffic, and it causes Babe to faint. Later, Dr. Mustache presents Muscular at an AI institute and goes through all his human functions, as well as his impressive robotic abilities. The crowd asks Muscular all kinds of questions, and a bald man challenges him to a singing contest. Muscular aces all the questions, and even sings like a nightingale, so he becomes a hit. The muscle-loving girls also fall for Muscular, so the two assistants try to make use of this opportunity to land some dates. But the girls are only interested in Muscular, so the two say that he doesn't have any feelings. This makes Muscular curious, but Dr. Mustache rebukes his assistants for acting like kids. Now the head of the AI Institute, Shady, arrives and asks Muscular about his configuration secrets. Muscular asks Doctor for approval to share the info, but he refuses to do this, so Shady walks away. He tries to make his own robot in his lab, but the robot can't even perform basic functions and makes love to the floor. It accidentally chokes Shady, but he manages to turn it off before things get weird. The next day, Babe takes Muscular to her house to study for her upcoming exams. Babe's mom thinks that Muscular is Babe's boyfriend, but she says that he's her toy friend. After cooking food and cleaning the house, Muscular also uses his robot skills to help Babe prepare for her exams. However, she gets disturbed by some bullies playing loud music opposite her house. She and Muscular go to confront the bullies, but they don't listen to Babe's requests. Luckily, Muscular uses his muscles and powers to destroy the speakers. Babe goes back to studying, but gets disturbed by another set of bullies. Muscular ends up breaking their music system. The bullies grab their weapons and are about to attack Muscular, but he uses his magnetic powers to attach all the weapons to his body. He also pulls off a bully's pants and humiliates his little tortoise. Babe is amused by the tortoise scene, but she still isn't prepared for her exam. So Muscular puts a transmitter into her ear and dictates the answers from a distance, but he gets caught by some professors. Muscular doesn't know how to lie, so he takes the professors to Babe and says he's helping her cheat. However, Babe throws away her transmitter and denies knowing Muscular, so she gets saved. Muscular helps her complete the rest of the exam by projecting the answer sheet onto her exam paper. Now Babe and Muscular travel in a local train, but are attacked by both sets of bullies. They throw Babe's bag into the river, so Muscular goes to retrieve it, using his waterproof muscles. He then uses his robot skater blades to rush to the train and save Babe from the bullies. Now, a hectic but entertaining fight follows, where Muscular takes on the bully army with his sheer strength and skills. However, there are too many bullies and Muscular gets beaten down and thrown off the train. With no one left to save her, Babe is pinned down by the bullies and is about to get assaulted like a turkey to be roasted. Luckily, Muscular charges himself up with some electricity from a nearby pole and uses his new boost to rush back to the train. He saves Babe once again and unleashes a flurry of punches and kicks to take down the bully army once and for all. Babe is thankful to Dr. Mustache for creating Muscular, and this leads to yet another musical sequence. Muscular slowly settles into human society, but the two assistants mock him, so he takes permission from Doctor to beat them down with their own sandals. The next day, Dr. Mustache presents Muscular in front of Shady's committee for army approval. Shady decides to test Muscular, but confuses him with multiple commands. He tricks Muscular into attacking Dr. Mustache and proves to the committee that they can't approve him for military action. This pisses off Doctor, who rebukes Muscular on their way back home. Despite his frustration, Dr. Mustache has to put Muscular to work when they spot a terrible fire accident. Muscular rushes to the scene and loses his human skin, but saves multiple people trapped inside the burning building. This makes the news, and Dr. Mustache calls Shady to rub it in his face. However, things take a turn for the worst when Muscular rescues a naked girl trapped inside a tub. The girl is harassed by multiple news reporters and embarrasses her to the point that she runs away from the scene. This causes a truck to run into the girl and end her naked life. It's an absolute disaster for Dr. Mustache, and then Shady takes this chance to mock him. There's a lot of pressure to get rid of Muscular, so Shady offers millions of dollars to Dr. Mustache in exchange for the robot's tech. Doctor refuses the offer and convinces Shady to give him some more time. However, Shady also tries to convince Doctor's assistants to give him some intel on Muscular. A hectic sequence follows where Dr. Mustache tries his best to instill human feelings into Muscular. One night, Muscular gets struck by lightning and falls to the ground, but he still doesn't seem to have any emotions, so Doctor rebukes him for being useless. However, Muscular snaps back at him, thus proving that he can indeed feel things like a human. This is great news for Dr. Mustache, but one day he's put in a spot when Babe's sister has to give birth and faces complications in the process. The doctors don't know what to do, but Muscular offers to help because he's already studied for Babe's exams. It's not ethical, but Muscular convinces the doctors to let him carry out the procedure. After a tense and stressful sequence, Muscular successfully delivers the baby and makes the news yet again. Dr. Mustache mocks Shady, but then Babe gives Muscular a tongueless kiss, causing his robot hormones to get excited. At night, Muscular looks back at Babe's smelly kiss and rushes to meet her in her messy bed. But he spots a diabetic mosquito on Babe's cheek, so he shoos it away, together with its diabetic blood tank. Babe wakes up, and then Muscular asks her for another kiss. She says she'll only do it if the mosquito apologizes to her, so Muscular manages to negotiate a deal with the diabetic mosquito, possibly by giving it more sugars for free, and he gets it to say a sweet sorry to Babe. With no other option, Babe gives Muscular another smelly kiss, and it makes him break into a song and dance. Meanwhile, Shady does some shady business with a bald terrorist. It turns out that Shady is making a terrorist robot in exchange for money, but he doesn't deliver the goods on time, so he is threatened and given a deadline. Now Muscular makes Dr. Mustache pay for an extra birthday gift for Babe and threatens to go on strike if he doesn't do as he says. Muscular goes through a makeover and takes the lead when he and Doctor go to Babe's birthday party. He steals the show with his gestures and tricks, but Dr. Mustache gets jealous, so he announces his engagement to Babe in the middle of the party. This breaks his robot heart, but he seizes an opportunity to dance with Babe when Doctor hesitates to do the same. Muscular shows off his robot dance moves with Babe and impresses everyone, but he becomes creepy when he tries to massage her with his robot tongue. Doctor scolds Muscular for being like a weirdo, but Muscular says he's in love with Babe. But Babe tells Muscular that she likes Dr. Mustache, so he asks her if it's because of his hormone-smelling mustache. Babe denies it and painfully puts Muscular in the friend zone, so he walks away in robot tears. At the lab, Muscular gets a call from Shady, who tries to bring him over to his side. Dr. Mustache walks in just when the call ends, but Muscular doesn't reveal anything. The next day, Muscular is to make a presentation in front of the army, but instead of showing off his skills with weapons, he puts a rose in a grenade and talks about loving Babe. The army officers are confused by this weird demonstration, so they walk away in disgust. Humiliated and embarrassed, Doctor angrily attacks Muscular and breaks him down piece by piece. Muscular begs for mercy and blames Dr. Mustache for giving him human feelings because he never asked for them. However, Doctor mercilessly kills Muscular in cold blood. Muscular says he loves Babe one last time before his parts are thrown into the garbage bin by the two assistants. Dr. Mustache feels guilty for what he did to Muscular, and he ignores Babe's sexy body again. So she decides to make him jealous by flirting with a random bully, but he starts harassing her. Doctor comes to the rescue with his mustache, but he's no match as he doesn't have Muscular's strength. Luckily, Doctor kicks up some dust and distracts the bully, allowing him and Babe to run away. On the night of their marriage, Shady tries to retrieve Muscular's parts from the scrapyard. Later, Doctor and Babe begin the ceremonies, and Muscular senses this, so he comes back to life. He sneakily enters Shady's car and begs him to fix his body. Shady learns about Muscular's love for Babe, so he exploits this advantage and fixes Muscular with the help of Doctor's two assistants. However, he also puts in a chip that makes Muscular evil. Now that he is new and improved, he rushes to stop Babe's marriage. Dr. Mustache is thrown away like a paper plane, but Babe refuses to go with Muscular. He angrily shoots and kills innocent people, after which he kidnaps Babe for her sexy body. The cops then begin a fast and furious chase after Muscular. We witness total destruction as Muscular takes down multiple cops at the same time, while also pulling off the most extreme stunts in the middle of the road. It doesn't end there, as Muscular also uses his magnetic powers to attach all the guns to his body and uses them to fire at the cops. Muscular takes Babe to a hideout, while Dr. Mustache is confronted by the cops because they think he's responsible for this mess. Doctor calls up Muscular to tell him to stop, but Muscular refuses to listen to him and says he's unstoppable. He then goes on to rob jewelry stores and shopping malls, hoping to satisfy Babe with material goods. He is later chased after by some cops and seemingly gets destroyed, but upon further inspection, Dr. Mustache realizes that this isn't the real Muscular. Doctor and the cops follow some clues and reach a broken-down lab. There, they learn that Muscular has started making multiple clones of himself. It turns out Shady had ordered Muscular to stop, but he didn't listen to him either. Shady threatened to kill Babe if he didn't comply, but then a clone apprehended him. After that, Muscular smashed Shady's onion head without mercy. To make matters worse, Doctor and the cops learn from the news that Muscular has taken Babe to the AI Institute, which he has turned into his personal mansion. Surrounding the mansion is an army of clones, and then Muscular takes Babe to the bedroom, where he wants to make some robotic but muscular babies with her. He says he now has the right tools to create robot sapiens, but Babe is disgusted by his dirty ideas. Muscular tries to force his robot hormones on Babe, but she faints out of trauma. With no other choice, Dr. Mustache decides to disguise himself as a Muscular clone and breaks into the mansion. He manages to sneak into Babe's room with another clone and deactivates the clone immediately. Doctor proves to Babe that he's human by making himself bleed instead of flexing his mustache, and the couple is happily reunited. After this, Doctor reports to Muscular as one of his clones. He says that Babe wants to see him, so Muscular rushes to her with excitement. Meanwhile, Dr. Mustache tells the cops to shut down the power supply, and the mansion goes dark. Muscular is alarmed by this, but then he sees Babe in a sultry attire. He lights up multiple candles, hoping to get lucky, and Babe tells him she's his for the taking. This prompts both of them to sing and dance for a bit. However, this is all part of the plan to keep Muscular distracted long enough for him to lose his battery power. His clones also suffer the same fate, but they manage to counter this problem by rushing outside and recharging themselves through the cars on the road. Innocent people are killed in the process, so Dr. Mustache tells the cops the plan is a no-go. Later, Muscular spots a drop of blood on the floor and suspects it to be Doctor's. Babe tries to distract him with her sweet nothings, but he decides to examine all of his clones to spot the intruder among them. A tense sequence follows as Muscular tries all kinds of techniques to spot Dr. Mustache, but he's unable to catch his culprit. Unfortunately, Doctor's luck runs out when Muscular tells all of his clones to rotate their heads. He taunts his creator and is about to shoot him with his finger gun, but the army shows up just in time to fight him. Doctor and Babe make their escape while the army engages in a fierce battle with Muscular and its clones. Just when things start to look rough for him, Muscular forms a giant sphere with his clones and gives the army a run for its money. Some choppers arrive and blow up the sphere with missiles, but Muscular still manages to counter them. Now, Muscular and its clones form a giant cobra snake, but without a snaky tongue. He then dominates the army along with the choppers. Luckily, Dr. Mustache is able to use his talents, and he programs a virus worm into the clones through an already dead clone. However, Muscular makes the dead clone explode, after which he creates a giant but naked robot body, using his other clones. Doctor and Babe get inside their van and try to escape the scene, but the muscular robot chases after them like a GPS gadget. After a tense sequence, Dr. Mustache deactivates the magnetic force field, and it causes all the clones to collapse. Then, he uses a giant magnet to pull Muscular into the van. Tensions run high as the clones attack the van, but Dr. Mustache is able to deactivate all of them, and he also removes the evil chip inside Muscular, turning him back to normal. Afterward, Muscular is tried in court for his crimes, and even Dr. Mustache is held accountable. But Muscular shows his recorded memories to prove that Shady is the real villain. With this evidence, Dr. Mustache is cleared of all charges, but the court still orders for Muscular to be dismantled. An emotional sequence follows as Muscular dismantles himself, but he keeps joking around and reassures Babe that he is still her toy friend. The movie ends in 2030, where some school kids are shown Muscular's dismantled body in a museum. However, it seems that Muscular is still alive. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.